What's up, girl? Welcome to day 6 of 7 in your transformation kickstart. And I am super excited for today's video because it is truly paradigm shifting. Today, we are going to go through the hierarchy of sustainable transformation and understand how to prioritize your energy and attention towards what's going to give you results. Now, as you read through in the email, over the years, I've come to realize there is an old, outdated fitness paradigm that is breaking down. In this paradigm, we assume that a sustainable transformation comes from the food you're eating, programming for your workout in the gym, and maybe getting a good quality sleep. Well, today I'm going to take you through a pyramid that I made up myself when the outdated model of fitness was no longer working for me. You remember I told you about that story in 2017 where I really had to sit down with myself and figure out why I wasn't getting results. Why am I hitting this plateau? Why does my body seem broken? Now, the video on day 2, when we went through the soul realignment lesson, that was really working on the most basic level of this pyramid, which is our belief system. And now I'm going to take you through the rest of the levels all the way to the top of the pyramid. And girl, I'm like so happy to be sharing this information with you because it is truly groundbreaking once you realize how many parts make up the whole, shine a light on those parts, and then just get it in working order. This is going to facilitate the most sustainable transformations for you. And I can't wait to just demystify the struggle around what it takes to truly make your transformation in health and fitness a success. Now, again, I mentioned that my greatest mission in this game is to really bridge the gap between holistic health, fitness, and spirituality because it all connects as one. This hierarchy of transformation is going to show you the exact order where if we keep mastering the first level and then build upon the next and build upon the next, then this is going to pave the way for the achievement of your greatest goals. Now, here's what I believe. Fat loss or weight loss is not supposed to be something you exhaust yourself in trying to do. It should be not always easy, but a very simple shift to experience because sustainable fat loss and weight loss is only a byproduct of your total alignment. So when you align, it becomes almost like an effortless shift. Now, there is effort in aligning, I have to say. That will take mastery, that will take your discipline, that will take your skill to keep yourself on path for where you know you need to be. But when you are on that path and you have all of these parts that we're about to go through working in unison, then it becomes a more effortless shift. It's a byproduct of the experience. So let's take a look at our pyramid, and the order of importance is from bottom to top. You're surprised. I already know that you're surprised because one of the last things on our list is resistance training and cardio. You see, in the very outdated fitness paradigm that we've been working with up until now, we've been trying to work from the outside in. Let us create more of an energy expenditure by working harder. Let's lift heavier weights. Maybe we'll add in another workout. Let's raise the cardio levels up. This is all an external stimulus. These are external ways to facilitate transformation. And we already know in the Find Your Fire model, fitness begins in the mind. It begins internally before results translate to your body. So let's get into exactly how that works. So at the very bottom of our pyramid, we have none other than beliefs. And we went through this on day 2, knowing your challenges and the soul realignment video. So you already have an idea of this. What are the underlying beliefs that you believe to be true about fitness? This is what is really going to shape that lens that we are looking through. This is going to be making up your personal paradigm of the fitness journey. This is going to make or break it for you. And if you remember my story in 2017, my fitness paradigm was definitely broken. My lens was shattered. And if I didn't get my beliefs right, if I did not get my beliefs in order, I wasn't even making it through the doors of the gym without bursting out into tears. And so if you recognize there's a disconnect there, And if you're approaching your transformation with this disconnect, you will be getting nowhere. Even if you're getting through your workouts, you're not going to be getting far because the belief structure and system of your body is resisting and repelling your transformation in very deep ways. So once we have our belief system right, as we did with the soul realignment video, and we're connected to very deep, meaningful, soul level drivers of why we're showing up on this journey, soul level connection to why we want this for ourselves, the next step is mindset. Without proper beliefs, you can't have the mindset. The mindset is basically the programming that carries out the beliefs. This is going to be techniques like reframing exercises when one negative thought comes in, because it will. You can't just say, oh, these are my beliefs now, and then expect that that's going to be your reality. Those old thoughts, those old beliefs are going to trickle through. And when they do, this is when we use our mindset power to really flip the script, be aware, create a point of separation between you and the thought, and ask yourself what you want to believe. This is a practice, of course, so you're going to get better and better at it with time. But this is really going to boost your consciousness and your awareness of yourself, your self mastery, when you have these thoughts and beliefs roll in. And then within your mindset work, you get to choose, okay, is this what I want to believe for myself? How will I reframe this? Oh, I have to catch myself right now, and I have to bring myself back to course. And that's what mindset work is. It's bringing yourself back to staying on the path. I actually like to think of it as your mindset is a flourishing garden. And to have a flourishing, beautiful garden, you have to tend to that garden daily. You are the gardener. If weeds come, you have to pick at them. You have to take care of your garden and make sure that it is looking beautiful as it can be. Now, in working with the mind, once we consciously begin to reframe and pull ourselves back on course to the right thoughts that we want to embody throughout the transformation, the more that we do this, the more that it becomes a practice, the more repetition, the more it's going to be ingrained within your subconscious. And once your new mindset programming becomes ingrained in the subconscious, meaning you're not even really thinking about it anymore, you're just truly believing and acting in this new way, then that's when we've made it. We want to get these new beliefs within the subconscious. So that is number 2, that is mindset. So once we have our beliefs set, then we can instill the proper mindset and program the mind. Next, number 3 is tending to your holistic health and nutrition. You have the beliefs, you have the mindset, holistic health and nutrition is next. Why? Because if you are not fueling your body with the proper foods, then you are not setting up your proper vibration. Let's say that someone is taking advantage of their macro tracking program and they're just filling up their carbohydrates with a bunch of Pop Tarts. They're not eating their protein, and who knows, they're going to a fast food chain to make up their fats. They're all over the place, okay? Let's just pretend. So this person is going to have a lot of mood instability. They're going to put their body in a very stressful state. And we already learned that if you have these two things present, you are not in your creative modes of operation. Your body is stressed, it cannot be creative. So you are not accessing the higher mind to be able to do the things like take care of your garden, take care of your mindset, program your mind. If you're not taking care of yourself with the proper foods, then it's going to be a lot more difficult to maintain that positive attitude and reframe your beliefs when your outdated fitness paradigm comes and smacks you in the face. So that's even just on a mindset and spiritual level, I would say. But of course, having the proper foods affects us on the physical level as well. If you're not properly fueling yourself after the gym or throughout the day with the proper macronutrient split, your efforts at the gym are, I hate to say it, but likely going to be wasted because the body does not have what it needs to rebuild. It doesn't have what it needs to even sustain a rigorous strength training workout or a cardio session or some sort of activity that you're doing. It might not even have enough energy to sustain your daily life activities. So, if you do not have the proper foundation of holistic health and nutrition, then you're not going to be able to reach your goals with ease. You're just simply not going to be able to facilitate a sustainable transformation. You might transform a little bit, but it will always be something that you yo yo back and forth from. And maybe you've already experienced this before. So, next on the list, beliefs, mindset, holistic health and nutrition. And then we build upon that with lifestyle management, stress and lifestyle management to be exact. And you've already guessed it. If your life is not balanced, let's say you are working to the ends of time and your stress levels are so high because you're overworking, well, we already know how that goes. I'm sure this has been a common thing that you've experienced at least one time in your life where you decide to take on a health and fitness journey, you decide to reach for your fitness goals, your physical transformation, and then all of a sudden life comes in and just knocks you off your feet. And next thing you know, you are right back to where you started, if not, sometimes even worse off than when you first started. Stress and lifestyle management is really going to be a key player in keeping you balanced so that you are not just able to attain your goals and facilitate a sustainable transformation, but that you are happy to do so. Because when you truly have a balance in stress and lifestyle management, then you are happy to get to your workout because you know that is your therapy session. If you are in this very consistent and positive swing of things, or you're catching your groove with your program, your work life is balanced, your home life is balanced, you are going to crave working out. It's just the way it's going to go because you're going to be in a state where you're really realizing how much those exercises are adding to your life, your energy levels, your well being, your mindset, everything. Of course, your physical transformation, your internal and external strength. So it's really going to take your mindfulness around your balance. Now, one of the most common things I hear from my clients is, I just have way too much work to do. I can't make it to the gym. And this becomes a habit that just snowballs. These clients I have are pretty much rock stars when it comes to their job. They're getting promotions left, right, and center. And it's really indicative of all of the time and energy that they're putting into their work. And that is brilliant. That's beautiful to have that experience. And man, I love my work. Sometimes I could be a little bit of a workaholic too, and I really had to pull in the reins on that one for myself. So I'm speaking from experience. But these are also the clients that struggle in maintaining that consistency and really, really fall deep with the yo yo effect, and their energy levels are just constantly drained. So let's take this example. If you are overdoing it in your work environment and maybe your specific stress and lifestyle management and balance is a little bit more favored towards the work that you do, that's okay. But we have to maintain a balance that is unique to you. All of your energy and effort and attention in your work life is not a balance. So let's create what a balance looks like. Maybe instead of going to bed so late, you wake up early and you hit a workout. Even if it ends up being a little 20 to 25-minute workout at first, that builds to a 30-minute, then it gets to a 40-minute. And then by that point, you're like, well, I crave this in the morning, so I'm going to make it an hour workout. And maybe you're realizing that working out after work when your brain is already so tired from making all the decisions and your mind is just exhausted, maybe this just doesn't work for you. And it can be really demotivating to continue expecting yourself to go work out after your workday when it simply just doesn't work for you. And that's okay too. So creating a balance might be switching your workout time to the morning, but doing something so that you are balancing your well being with the responsibilities of your life. And I promise you, stress can sometimes feel like this elusive thing that has a grip on us that we cannot get a hold of. And it seems counterintuitive because as I'm telling my clients, I promise you, if you get in your workouts, you're not going to feel as stressed as you are. And it seems like a counterintuitive thing because it's like, how are you telling me to put more on my plate and I'm not going to be stressed? Because a fitness program, consistency in working out is actually going to be a big stress relief as you're sending a message to your body that says, I'm taking care of myself too. So, stress and lifestyle management is a huge one, and that is number 4. Now, let's move on finally to the external, the more physical aspects of 5 and 6. At number 5, we have resistance training, and number 6, we have cardio. Yes, cardio is secondary to fat loss and resistance training. Isn't it amazing that resistance training is actually going to boost our transformation with our body composition, our fat loss and fat burning capabilities more than cardio? I know for me, when I first started out in my health and fitness game, I just went nuts with cardio because I assumed this is how you lose fat. Working out is where you gain the muscle, cardio is where you lose fat. Wrong. Working out, you burn through a lot of fat. In fact, you'll want to rely on strength training for fat loss more than cardio because you get used to cardio. Your body adapts to a cardiovascular workout. So that means when you start off doing 20 minutes of cardio and you burn all these calories and make all this progress, when you continue just doing 20 minutes, your body's going to adapt to that. Your body's very smart. And so you're not going to be burning the same amount of calories. As a response, your body's just going to get even better at maintaining its endurance during cardio. So what do you have to do? You have to up your cardio, go to 25 minutes. And now maybe we're at 30 and so on. So we have to be careful and mindful of how often we are increasing our cardio and use this method very strategically because we want to keep the body making progress, not quickly hitting a plateau and then just becoming a cardio machine of crazy endurance where you're hardly burning through the calories you once were. So this is exactly why we rely on cardio as a secondary method to resistance training, because resistance training is always going to give you that fat burn that you're seeking, help your body to lean out, and of course, develop that nice, strong, lean muscle on your frame. So once we have everything in working order, imagine that you have your beliefs. Then you build upon it with your mindset. Your mindset is keeping you on the course. And now that you're here, you're eating the right foods to sustain your transformation, to sustain this new way of being. And now you're even tending to your lifestyle balance and working on your stress management to keep yourself on so that you're no longer yo-yoing anymore. And then next on the list, now we're going to be super consistent with strength training, and we're going to have the ability and the framework to do so. And now once we're on it with our strength training, we're seeing results, we're going to add in cardio as an absolute bonus to really facilitate that efficient transformation and get to where we want to be. So I hope this was as paradigm shifting for you as it was for me. Remember, there are so many parts that make up the whole. Fitness is no longer this two-dimensional thing. Health is no longer this two-dimensional thing. This is truly a multi-dimensional experience. And once we become aware of that, I believe there is no limit to the things that we can transform in our life.